Coming up on the round 14 edition of the 100K multi, Jev, the pyramid is back.
It's pyramid week, and we put a cool hard crisp $10 to win 100K betting on the footy. Round 14 edition, powered by PointsBet. It is a banger of a multi this week.
It's awesome. You guys know where to find us at Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and Apple. 100K Sports Bosh. I lost it.
I was going to help him, but
No, I'm an Ingrid. Welcome back to the show that's ready to play. The show that doesn't spray teammates like we're Stephen May. If you see us in public, we will always say g'day. The show that's been around so long, we've seen Dale Thomas turn grey. Welcome back to the show that works harder than Bond in his new cafe, and the show that's so left of field, we're like the bloke that goes to Macca's and he orders a large fish fillet. Welcome back to the 100K footy show, where every week we get together, we collect our best bets for the weekend, we slap a cool, hard, crisp $10 in pursuit to try and win $100,000. Boys, this season we are officially powered by
PointsBet, of course.
Jev, awesome. Good to be back. Good to be back in studio. We're feeling good. Round 14.
Fantastic introduction. An old man went for a physical and his wife joined.
Here we go.
The doctors. He went to the doctors for a physical. The doctor said, I need a urine sample, a blood sample, a fecal sample, and a sperm sample. The wife just said, just give him your jocks, mate.
Yep. That is.
That'll do.
Imagine the discharge on those white jocks.
Oh, that's a home run.
Bases loaded. Freddie Freeman, bottom of the 10th, you reckon?
Wooshka. Grand slam, those jocks.
Long Dong Silva, Luke Morgan, captain of the ship. Good to be back.
Footy is well and truly back, Das, and I'm so happy to be here. It says a lot, Jev, that's one of your cleanest for a while. That's honestly one of your cleanest jokes for a while.
Joke.
No, well done. Thanks for having me, Das.
Boys, awesome. So on tonight's show, obviously, Jev's Pyramid. Jev's Pyramid is back. The round 1400K multi, the world's famous ramble, and of course, first goal glory, which we will be penciling that in just a little bit more as we go. But as always, 69%.
69%.
Yeah, very close.
So we went 69% on the multi out of 22 legs. So let's kick it off with some stiff legs first, and then we'll go into our good legs.
Well, I can't believe my stiff legs and then the good legs that hit. Stiff legs, Toby Green for 2.
Yep.
Got subbed off half time with the greatest
Shot.
corky of all time. I had a chat to him Toby Green Tuesdays. I was on it again.
Great
My
watch.
third week in a row. Toby for 2. And then Callum Brown for 1. Was that one of my favourite legs of the week? Didn't kick one. Lou.
Kicked it last week, though, didn't he? So it was still a good leg. 1 of 1.
Cool.
Stiff, Charlie for 4. So that was just a white whale-ish. We needed to value late, and he only kicked the 2. And then Nick Dacos for 25. He was heavily tagged, still pretty good. I think he only had 19 or 20 or 19 in the end, but yeah, we had him for 25. He did get the snag, though.
My stiff legs this week, 100% of Australia would put this in a multi for this week. Jeremy Cameron for 2.
Yep.
Cripps for 25 and 1 against West Coast this week.
Yep.
And Petrarca for a snag.
Yeah. Stiff.
You would put that in a multi.
Put that on.
I love our stiff legs. Charlie for 4 is the only one that's a bit of a white whale. But yeah.
Against West Coast this week.
Yeah.
As you said last week, to win 100K from $10, you got to take some risk, Das.
You gotta swing that
And that
bat.
was the risk.
Good legs, Jeff.
So I had some great good legs. Isaac Henny for 20, Harley Reid for 15, Nick Martin for 25 and 1.
Yeah, great
and then
bets.
still side bottom for 25 and 1.
Yep.
He was 260 for 25, 261, both hit. So
Great
they were good legs.
Well done.
Lou.
That's very sharp. I had Max Holmes for 20. He had that twice. Das had 40. So that hit twice. Aaron Cadman for 1. That sort of want to lean away from that, but it just keeps hitting.
Too
So
good.
we have to. And then Nick Dacos, as I said,
Bat before pad,
had
man.
him 25 and 1. He had the 1. Good snag.
Oliver for 20, out of form, but on the King's birthday, Jeff, he dominates.
Yeah,
so
30.
Yep.
out over 30. The Burger, Jason Burgoyne,
Yes.
15 touches.
Burgosh.
He hit that. Petrarca for 25 just got there. And Tim Taranto, 20 touches in the first game. It was
Nice.
it was a sure thing.
Yeah, really well done.
Boys, it's now time for, I'm not sure if the music's going to go over the top of this, but
Yes, it will.
last night, as the night fell and the golden light filtered through the stained glass windows, footy memorabilia clung to the timber walls, made up of faded premiership posters assigned Ross Faulkner and a photo of Plugger Midleap. 4 men sat in a weathered old booth, pints half drunk, coats off, but serious faces. They weren't there to talk mortgages, marriages, or Monday. Last night, the mission was clear. Decided, confirm, conform, nor deny. The best 21 players in the AFL in the pyramid form, based on the past, based on the present, based on the future, and based on the now. No muss, no fuss, no bias, just the truth. Jeff, pyramid.
Muscless.
Fantastic introduction as always, Das. You would not believe when I sit next to these two before the show starts and they do that intro, what happens. So new pyramid. Now that we collab with Sench on the pyramid, I feel the pinch.
Yes,
They got
you should.
250k followers on Insta. It gets a lot more feedback than it used to.
Who the fuck is Jeff?
It does absolute numbers. I get rinsed on it. I probably need to read the comments a little less now after just
smart.
getting rinsed.
Smart.
But anyway,
You love it secretly.
Of course. Of course I do. So, out of my last pyramid,
Out.
Tom Liberatore, still been good.
Wow. Yep.
Still been good. He's just in that 25 to
Yep.
21 to 25
They're nice.
range. Zach Merritt, the exact same. Zach Merritt is stiff, but he's out.
Yep.
Ben King out.
Yep.
Jack Higgins out. Jack Higgins
Yeah, that's fair.
and Ben King were leading the Colemans when I did it last time. There's
They're
new
not.
leaders. They're not leading.
Bye-bye.
They haven't been as good.
Yep.
Stiff, Nick Martin, Will Ashcroft,
Yeah.
Isaac Heaney,
Yep.
Tom Green,
Yes.
Max Holmes.
Yeah.
There's some stiff people in there. So let's get in the bottom row.
Please.
So down a couple. Chad, Lockie Neal, Jai Newcomb, Tristan Jerry, and welcome Cozzy Pickett and Jamie Elliott.
Oh,
you
yes.
cannot ignore what Jamie Elliott is doing.
You can't.
Second in the Coleman and 18 goals in his last 5 weeks. His career high in goals is 39 goals in 24 games in 2023. He's already kicked 34 goals in 13 games.
Yep, awesome.
He's on track for a 60-goal season as a small forward. It's unbelievable. And Cozzy's just one of the most talented players on the planet.
Yep.
I saw him live against the Swans when he kicked 5-4, had 24 touches in one of the performances of the year.
Kick your ass.
I've never seen
Kick
anything.
your ass.
He was unbelievable again on King's birthday, kicking 3 on the pies, just gobbling every chance he had.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speed.
He's just a star. He just
Absolutely.
stands out. He's a top 21 talent player in the comp, and he's about to sign a new deal. And
Apparently, it's a lot of money.
it's 9 years, 1.3 a year, $12 million deal. Like, that's a lot of
That's
cash.
pyramid cash.
That's yeah. You have to be a
Overs.
top 21 player to get that.
100%.
Next row, Isaac Rankin, Connor Rosie, Caleb Sarong, up, Max Gorn, and welcome Hugh McCluggage.
The airport
Spot
luggage.
on, mate.
Rankin, Rosie, and Sarong stay where they are. They're all playing consistently great. They just stay. They're just playing good footy. Just, consistently.
Fair.
Gorn
Right.
comes up. He's just awesome.
Yes.
The best ruckman I've ever seen.
Ever.
He's just
Ever.
He is a pleasure to watch. He made the one mistake right at the end of the King's birthday.
I
but
don't
he-
mind it.
he
Switch
was
the barrel.
So
Have a
good
go.
that day.
Wouldn't have been in it without
And
him.
welcome Hugh McCluggage,
Yeah, mate.
Hugh McDamage.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say he's Brisbane's best player now. He's averaging 27 touches on the year. He's 6 in the coaches' votes, and every touch he gets causes damage.
Yep.
He wins him games. He's in the second best team in the comp. Hugh McCluggage has sort of taken over the reins of Lockie Neal, I reckon, and
Go
he's just a
McDamage.
star. We spoke about it off the show how lucky at Brisbane. They now have got an old dog in Lockie Neal in his 30s. They got Hugh in his prime in 27,
Yep.
and then a 21-year-old Ashcroft and another 19-year-old Ashcroft. Their midfield's going to be good forever.
Yep.
Forever.
Forever.
Anyway, next row. Nasai Wanganeen Malira,
Nice.
Ed Richards, Andy Brayshaw, Zach Butters. Butters and Brayshaw stay where they are. Awesome players with runs on the board, having awesome seasons.
Yep.
Ed drops down 1 and he's super stiff, but hasn't played a bad game all year. And Nas climbs up. Also hasn't played a bad game the entire year.
Yep.
He's
Untackleable.
unbelievable to watch. Hardest player in the comp to tackle. Runs like the wind. The best halfback flank in the comp by an absolute mile. I think it's fair. He wears the crown right now. He would be the All-Australian halfback. Next row to the final 6.
Here we go.
Noah Anderson, Bailey Smith, and Jeremy Cameron.
Oh, wow, yeah.
My biggest mistake was leaving Jez out of the last pyramid.
Yep.
He went on to kick 6, 7, and 5 the 3 weeks after I left him out.
Yes.
He's 100% a top 10 player in the comp. That was on me.
Yeah,
what
that's
was I
right.
doing? That was just on me. That was my mistake. Baz dropped down one row after missing a game because Andrew Dillon said so. So
Yeah, you get dropped.
he just misses a game. And Anderson stays where he is. He went 35, 36, and 39 the 3 weeks he got before Tom Stewart nearly killed him on
The
the
Tom
weekend.
Stewart lick is legit.
Tom Stewart nearly killed him, but yeah, he had 3 weeks in a row of 35, 36, 39. He's an absolute midfield star at the moment.
So was his uncle, Barker Anderson.
Barker Anderson was a star.
Of course.
Next, the final 3, the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme.
Creme de la...
Bont and Jordan Dawson,
Yeah.
the footballers
Yeah.
of the competition. How goddamn good is Jordan Dawson? He doesn't let anyone phase him. Dunkley was giving him a hard time on the weekend, so he just went forward, took a hanger on Riley Philthorpe, and kicked the sealer.
That was awesome.
He's kicked a goal in each of his last 4 games, averaged 23 touches, and the team's won 3 in a row. He's just awesome, Jordan
He's a
Dawson.
dog.
He's playing as good a footy as anyone in the comp.
He's a dog.
And Bont's Bont, he's just fucking awesome, but there's only one man in the comp that can be above him. Top of the pyramid, Nick Dacos.
Well done,
Since,
Nick.
Well done, Nick. He's
since Bont went to the top, Nick went 28 touches and a win, 38 touches and a win, 32 and 1 and a win, and then only 19 and 1 on the weekend against Ed Langdon and the D's in a win. But also take that game as a compliment.
Yep.
Nobody in the league gets tagged like that anymore. That's a comment only Gary Ablett Jr. really got.
Yeah, fair.
Nobody gets tagged like Nick Dacos. That shows how good, how dangerous he is. So the kid goes back to the top. The best player for the best team is on the top of the pyramid. Nick Dacos on top. Dawson just below him. That's this week's pyramid.
Awesome. That's a great pyramid. I'm trying to think where the punters will have their problems, Das. Will people have a problem with Nick Dacos at the top?
No, I think Essendon fans might think Nick Martin, as you said, stiff. Very stiff.
Stiff has.
I would agree that I think if the Bombers player is going to come in, it's Nick Martin over Zach Merritt. Zach Merritt started like one of the best players of all time.
Zach Merritt's had 3 games under 20 touches his last 6 weeks.
It's just not Zach Merritt, is it?
Yeah. Nick Martin's been better. Yeah, if ever Essendon players say John Newcombe or Chad Warner, like those spots are up for grabs and they want Nick Martin there, he's just stiff then.
And I think...
And that might be my bias. I don't know. Chad Warner's been good. Maybe Nick Martin's been better.
I think if Will Ashcroft played for a Victorian side, we might be hearing some more noise. But I feel it's one of those ones is everyone's almost happy if he's not. But once he's in, it's almost like what we said Sheasel was going to do. Or pretty much what Nick does. Once he's in, he's in.
Yeah.
He'll be there. He'll be there for a long time. But I think it's pretty perfect. I love Max Gawn going up. And people forget how fucking good he is.
I love him so much. He's so good.
So good.
Yep.
He's unfucking believable.
Yeah.
Well done, Maxi.
I think you're right. I think Ashcroft will spend the next 10 years in the pyramid.
Yeah. I didn't realise that Jamie Allen's almost beaten his record.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. I hope he kicks 50. 50 goals is such a good achievement.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a star. Well done.
It's a great pyramid.
Great pyramid.
Boys, as we said,
done.
no muss, no fuss, no bias, just the truth. So that is part 1 of 3 for the 100K multi. So coming up next, we do have the round 14 100K multi. And then after that, we've got the world famous ramble and other things. Ooh, we'll be right back. The Sunday Roast is back for season 2025, Jev.
Oh, the show where we celebrate the winners and roast the losers.
You can find us every Sunday night after the Bachelor's game where we get on and, Jev, it's one hell of a show.
We give you the best odds and the best opinions, but the best odds are the bet you weren't on, but wish you were on.
It is out 6 a.m. every single Monday morning after the round concludes.
Listen to it driving to work Monday morning. You'll absolutely love it. The Sunday Roast.
Let's go. All right,
Great
guys.
stinger.
Unbelievable stinger. All right, so we are back. Here we go. So the round 14 100K multi. So there's still got too many teams on the bye.
Yeah,
we've got too many. We've only got
ridiculous.
5 games to bet with.
Yeah.
What are we trying to do here, Das?
We're trying to turn $10 into $100,000
On the PointsBet app.
On the
of course.
PointsBet app.
Go
It's
to the
tough.
PointsBet app, $10 into 100K.
22 legs.
5 games. Should we tell? We should tell them.
People reckon the Marines are tough. Or doing that. How many people graduate from the Marines? How many times do people turn 10 into 100?
Yeah. We're in the trenches here.
We are in the trenches. This is tougher than any bloody boot camp you can do.
Yep.
And we show up every week.
We do.
Grit, fight, try and find the pennies, try and turn 10 into $100,000.
I'm jacked up.
Let's go.
Can we tell the listeners? We did find a $2 leg in every game this week.
Yeah.
That's the first thing we did. We went and got our favourite $2 leg
Yep.
from every game, and then we built around that. I reckon there's value this week,
Definitely.
of course, but there's $2 legs that hit every single week. We do Gold Rush in a minute. Listen to some of the legs that hit.
No, it's a good
Unbelievable.
goal.
We're like, there's only 5 games in this week's 100K. We're getting at least a $2 leg in each game, and then we'll build around the edges from there.
And I would love to touch on also, often we build up to us that last game, that white whale. We have that
Yes.
last game that pays like 60 to 1 because all we want to do is have a shot.
Yeah.
But Jeb, you're so right. We disregard so many good legs because we don't want to be out too early. Let's grab some value, Dars.
And,
Grab it by the nuts.
Grab your nuts.
Right, and head into
And let's
Sunday.
have a bet.
Head
Find
into
the value.
Sunday alive with only half of it.
You ready to go?
Right?
Everyone listening, grab your nuts and let's have a listen. Here we go. First game, Brisbane and the Giants. Let's go. Let's sack up here, Jev. What do you got for us? Kick us off.
Darcy,
Yeah?
give me Darcy.
Huh?
The man that wears a condom on his head.
Oh, yeah.
The Vikings helmet welded around his ears.
Yep.
The kid with the lid.
Yep.
The man that wears double protection. He wears 2 dingers in bed.
Yeah, he does.
He foils his sandwich, then glad wraps it.
Yes.
2 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of jocks.
Yep.
Give me Darcy Jones for 1 snag at $1.80.
Yep.
Last time he went to the Gabba in round 22 against the Lions, he kicked 2.
Did he?
Yeah, it's there.
2?
Round
there.
7 against the Lions last year in Canberra, he kicked 2.
He kicked 2?
I'm only taking him for 1, boys, at $1.80. And he also plays my new favourite role in footy, the
What's
Jack
that?
Ginnivan, the Ben Keys role, the respectful forward, I'm calling it, the respectful forward.
Okay.
So he knows Dane Zorko's a gun.
Yep.
He's an All-Australian. He's going to go stand next to him. He shows him respect. He runs defensively on Zorko. But if Giants win the ball, he's back to goal
it.
like Ben
Nice.
Keys. Ben Keys kicked 3 on Dane Zorko. Ginnivan had a massive game on Bailey Dale the other day. I reckon this is a new role in football where they respect the halfback. But if there's a roll of the dice, they go. So no one has more leg speed than Darcy Jones. Darcy Jones for 1 at $1.80. That is our $2 leg in this
well
game.
done.
But Darcy Jones for 1. He kicked 4 goals in 2 games against Brisbane last year.
Yep.
And he won in the game in the Gabba, so let's go, Darcy Jones.
I love that.
First
Great
leg.
leg.
We would never have a $1.80 leg in the 100k multi.
But we are this
At
week.
First game, yeah.
Why? Grab your nuts.
And find the value.
Sack up.
To turn 10 into 100k, you got to take some risk.
Yeah,
Darth.
Get into the nets without a box on. That's what we're doing.
100%.
And
Face
face
up.
prime Brett Lee.
Yes.
Shane Lee.
Yeah.
I was going to put this on ice, Das. I thought about it after last week. I thought it was going really well. I'm going to put this on ice. But the leg doesn't stop hitting, okay? So we have to continue on. We are back. Aaron Cadman for one at $1.40.
Come on.
His average for one goal reminds me of Bradman. Dope said he's never been happy. I said, that's great. I'm glad, man. I watched The Notebook with my dad. I said, that made me feel sad, man. I landed the fattest kickflip you've ever seen. My cousin said that was rad, man. If you need money fast, just bet on my man, Cadman.
Oh, no.
All the stats are there. It all just points to cash. His
Fuck
last
yeah.
7, he's 100%. He's kicked 10 over that stretch. So 10 over the last 7, all kicking at least one in that stretch. He's kicked 1 in every game he's played against the Lions. I think he only played them 3 times. He's kicked a goal in each of them.
Yeah.
He's only played at the venue once. He kicked 3.
Yeah.
So call me crazy, but that all lands to... And I couldn't believe we're getting $1.40, Dust. When we put that in the pregame, the Savo, I just could not believe we're still getting $1.40 up at the Gabba. He'll love the dew and the humidity.
He will. He will.
Everyone knows that.
I like it. No run.
Really? Wow.
No run. There was too many good legs
on.
early. Like we just had the Darcy Jones, the double protection. I love that, Jeff. Sleeps with 2 Dooners. It's awesome. This man just loves to double up. Do you have another leg?
No, that's it for me.
I actually do.
Oh, you do?
Here we go.
Give me Tom Green for 25 plus at $1.20.
Sell it.
For one reason only.
Okay.
Because Tom Green comes on steady, hot and strong. He just keeps on and on. Bet on a green.
Bet on a green.
Bet on a green. Bet on a green. Now listen to these stats. Jokes aside, he has had 25 plus in 29 straight games. That is a stat that I should be putting up on Friday.
So much.
He has had a Brendan Favola of Gary Ablett. All right, wrap your head around that.
He's had a Joel Hamling of Ben Ronks.
Been wrong. Was he 29?
25.
25, of course. The last 3 games against the Lions, 33, 28, and 37. We
heaps of touches.
we ummed and ahed about it because 25 for the $1.20. We don't love that 25, that price point just for the $1.20. But then I thought, we're overthinking it.
Yeah.
Okay, and really, I'm surprised we're getting $1.20. When you've had it 29 games in a row, you're just back with the form. And as I usually say, I'm happy to just say I was wrong.
Install a green.
Bet on a green.
So we must say, before the show, Morgs was like, can we get Tom Green in for 25? We're like, it's pretty short the first game. He's like, I've got a gag. We're like,
Just a gag.
We're like, well, he's like, he can wait till next week. Like, no.
To be fair, 29 straight games and 25
that's
touches.
good stuff.
Well, I put it in.
gags
I had
come
no
second.
idea that was
Tom Green
comes on.
Steady, hot and strong. You just keep betting on. Install a green.
This is why this show's not going anywhere.
That is so funny.
Fuck.
That's good. All right, boys, then we get into the next game. Oh, I'm excited for this one. Essendon and Geelong, Saturday Arvo, MCG. Should be perfect weather. I think I haven't
Or
checked
the
the weather.
country game or the farmers game or something.
Farmers game.
All I remember about this game is Tom Hawkins used to give Brandon Zerk-Thatcher the belt.
The ass kicking.
To kick his ass.
Yeah, have you got a
It was
leg?
8 and 7 in the same year. Kicked 8 one game, 7 the
That's
next.
right.
Belt.
Give me the man, the myth, the nasal, the most informed man in the comp, the sort of bloke that irons his socks, wears white jocks, and never changes his locks. Basically averaging 25 and 1 on the year. Give me Nick Martin for a snag.
Nice.
Nick Martin for a goal at $1.65.
Yep.
He's kicked a goal 4 games in a row.
Yep.
He's kicked 11 goals in his 12 games this year.
Yep.
No one knows what role or position he plays,
Nah.
but I just think it's a dangerous one.
The damager.
Yeah,
Give me
definitely.
The damager. Give me Nick
Definitely.
Martin for 1 at $1.65. Great leg for the form he's in.
Love it. Love it. I wonder what people watch this show for. Is it the gags or the stats? What do you reckon? I think it's a bit of both.
I think it's the gags.
I think it's neither.
I think often as well we should probably hold on to our gags, and this might be one of them, but I'm gonna air it.
Nah, this is good.
Okay. When you need a new crock pot, you go to Harris Scarf.
Yeah.
When you need a new Melksham, you go to Harris Andrews. When you need a new vacuum, you go to David Jones. When you need 20 plus at the home of footy, you go to Brian Myers.
Didn't even rhyme.
I lent on the Meyer versus David Jones sort of angle.
I thought you were going to go. Yeah, anyway.
It could have been so much better, but I just
Install a rig.
Sell us the leg anyway.
Not my sharpest gag, but gee whiz, it's a sharp bet. His last Baker's month, listen to this, 26, 26, 25, 23, 27, 23.
So much fun.
I don't think we've ever bet on him for 20 plus, so $1.36 is really good. His last 3 against the Dons, 20, 26, 24. I think he'll have a field day against the Bombers.
That is so good.
Perfect.
Yeah, so
That's so
we'll,
good.
we'll cut the gag. I don't know, maybe we'll think about it.
Now, boys, Shannon Neal. We want to start a new tradition here. So I just want to let everyone know, when he goes to the doctors, you go fill out the form at the top. So he writes the date at the top, fills that out. The next bit, he writes his name, Shannon Wheelchairs Neal. Says sex, yes please, especially after I kicked 2 at the MCG. I'm telling you boys right now, it's time to recreate an event that everyone used to be able to set their watch to. So Saturday afternoon football, it used to be Hawkins. He would line up on the second fiddle, also known as Brandon Zerk Thatcher.
Yes.
We did mention it before. It was the annual ass kicking. So now we've got Jeremy Cameron as the number 1 forward. I'm not sure what Danger's going to do, but it's now time for Shannon Neal to take the mantle.
Yep.
So 2 sausages. This is paying $2.65.
Wow. Such a good
This is a
deal.
massive. So he's either going to be taking Laverde or Lual in his second game.
Yes.
Someone's getting it. Someone's getting it, Jev. So
And
we have to take him.
Jeremy Cameron pays $1.30 for 2. So he's going to be on Laverde all the while. Jeremy Cameron pays $1.30. You can't find any value in $1.30. $2.65 of Shannon Neal. Wheelchairs Neal. Yes. Please.
Yes, absolute. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I do. This bloke gets the onion, can find the prune, knows how to possess the pill, gets a lot of the ball, I'm saying.
Great.
Give me Jai Caldwell for 20 at $1.17.
Nice.
Every game at the G this year, he's had 20.
Nice.
32 against the Cats last year. 4 out of his last 5 on the venue, he's had 20. Just Jai Caldwell for 20 at $1.17.
Yep.
You watch him play, you just know this is a good leg.
Boys, don't worry about Luke Combs, garden gnomes, saxophones, or chromosomes. Give me Max Holmes for 20 touches, boys, at $1.13. This man had a 40-piece last week.
Yep.
That's 2 lots of 20. Twins, Basil. Twins. Hotter than fish grease, his old Maxi Hot Oil Holmes. He's 100% his last 10 games at the G. Coming off a 40 McNugget meal. He had, in his last 2 times against Essendon, he's had 23 and 33.
Yep.
This is awesome. We only need him for 20. He's a good player. He's 100% in his last 10 games at the G. This is going to hit.
Yeah, it will.
This is a really good starting line.
No, you said the 40-piece McNuggets. I've got a funny story. One footy trip in Adelaide, Morgan just goes, can I borrow $50? I'm like, Jesus Christ, $50. Give him $50. He came back with 80 nuggets. 80 nuggets
tell
to
you
our
the
room.
funny-
We ate 80 nuggets at a night out.
Can I tell you the funniest part of the story? This was before I was old enough to have the confidence to say this. I went up and ordered 80 nuggets and she says, do you want sauce? I said, I fucking reckon I'll need some sauce. 80 nuggets dry, doll. Anyway.
Oh, that's
Do we cut these?
No, this is good stuff. Boys,
We
then,
need a buy. When's our buy? The Swans are on a buy. When's my buy?
then we get into the Saturday night slate. I'll tell you what, this is how, Jev, we mentioned on all of our other pods, so if you listen to them, you know what.
I feel sorry for you if you listen to it.
Fremantle, this is a game that you win because you sell a home game to North Melbourne so you can still play at home. So, North Melbourne, primetime Saturday night, North, Fremantle, go.
Optus Stadium. It's a North home game at Optus Stadium. This feels like a layup, a freebie, a discount code, a deposit match, all in one.
Yeah.
Caleb Sarong, 25 touches at Optus Stadium,
Your
off
man.
a bye against North Melbourne. Say it out loud.
Yeah.
Caleb Sarong, 25 touches, Optus Stadium, off a bye against North Melbourne.
Sounds good to me.
$1.29. PointsBet's odds are so wrong. This leg is so right.
Yep.
He had
Nice, Sarong,
he had
Sarong.
35 against North last year. He's had 25 plus 5 games in a row. Easy work for Caleb.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Really
Easy
good.
work.
Really good. Give me my man, and just happy to have him back in the side, Das. Paul Curtis for 2 at an even $2.
Even $2.
So happy about it.
$2.
He's so slick he could sell sand in the desert. He's got more sauce than Coco Kebabs at 3 a.m. He's quicker than your nephew at schoolies, and he's sharper than your uncle's head trimmer, this bloke. He's had a goal in every game this year, and he's had multiple in all but one of those. So
Nice.
that's really good stats. Whilst the game's played a bit all over the shop, his last 5 games, so his last 5 that he's genuinely played, obviously had the suspension, the injuries. I think he had a head knock as well.
Yeah, he loves it.
It's actually unbelievable. It sort of creeps up on you. 3-1, 3-3-2. There is genuine last 5 games played.
Yeah.
That sounds like Paddy Cripps' August. If it were a Sunday leg, I reckon it'd be a 3-goal leg. I reckon
Yeah,
this would be
love
3
that.
if it was on Sunday. But tees down to 2. It's still pretty aggressive at the $2 mark.
Saturday night primetime, I feel that's when he really wants to
definitely.
really
Gun.
get going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
$2 is great. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Shy Bolton. The Shy Guy no more. SGAB they call him. Shy Gilgis Alexander Bolton. Mr. Confident. The Wizard of the West, the Prince of Perth, the Showtime Shy, he's a rock star. The Freddie Mercury of Fremantle for one sausage at $1.14. He's kicked 8 goals in his last 4 matches. Backing this guy is like backing an albino kid to get sunburnt in the Sahara Desert. It's a dead set lock. It's just going to happen.
He's starting to come alive.
He's starting to come alive. This is why they got him. They got him in the side. So he's awesome.
Yep.
Can't wait
Everything
for
we
it.
predicted about Freo in the preseason starting to come together.
Yeah.
They broke our heart a couple of times early. It's starting
It's
to
like a
come. You can
vortex.
see,
It's
yeah.
starting to.
Definitely.
Any more legs?
No more legs for me.
I got one more.
Yeah, go.
Trav, if you could just grab one in the truck for me,
Here
please.
we go.
Darth. To each there comes in their lifetime a special moment where they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and invited to do something special. Winston Churchill. This week, Dill Stevens gets that tap. For 15 disposal at $1.13. Traded for opportunity, selected for belief, and now ready to rise. In a side searching for spark, Stevens brings the run, the polish, and the hunger. He's not just filling a role, he's chasing a moment. A chance to step beyond the shadows and show why he was once a top 5 pick.
Come on.
We're not betting on the numbers, we're betting on a response, on resilience, on a young man with the tools,
Yep.
the drive, and the stage. He's hit 15 disposals before, but this week it means more. The ball will find him because he'll demand it. The moment will call, and Dylan Stevens will answer. 15 disposals is just the start. This is his time. We back him in. Steve-O.
Yes. Dylan Stevenson.
For 15.
$1.13.
His form's there. It's good.
He hasn't not hit it in a long time.
Yeah.
So,
It's great.
I've been on people 15 touches.
Yeah, it's great.
15.
It
You're a
is.
winner.
That's it.
Just
We had
gotta get
Jace Berger on last week. It was
and it's just huge.
21.
Catch Berger.
That's it. So let's get into the middle part. So guys, the breakup. This is the best, the most
God.
lucrative segment in all of sport.
Go
Rush. The best bets we weren't on, but we wish we were. Starting off from last week, boys, I'm going to kick us off with the best markets for those that got 20 disposals. So Jeremy Howe could argue he's all Australian right now. For 25, for 20 touches was $5. Luke McDonald. Jeff, can't believe Lucky Mack had 20 touches. $5.50. Jack Buckley was $5.75. Isaac Quainer had 25, but for 20 was $6. And Harry Cunningham back in the side, Jeff, was $8.
Oh, yeah.
25 touches. Blake Acres was $6.50. Joel Jeffrey, your man, $11. He plays off halfback, doesn't defend anything.
I don't know. He turns it over.
Chases the ball.
$11 for turnovers.
Dylan Moore had his first 25 piece of the year, $11.50.
Nice.
Jeremy Howe for 25 was $21. And Isaac Quainer for 25 was $29.
For a reason.
Q.
30 plus. Geordie Clark had 30 on the dong, $5.75. Dion Preston, welcome back to Dion Preston.
Yeah.
Neon down.
31, $14. And Cal Wilkie again had 31 this week. Fucking hell.
Gee, well.
So he's gone back-to-back 31. Have I got the wrong round here? Oh, I couldn't have. Got the wrong round.
Is he reading your password?
How's this happening?
Installary.
Just put it on your... Oh, you can't. That's why. Okay.
How does that even happen?
You got the wrong there.
This is so good. Nah, have that first bit in. That's so funny.
Oh, say it.
Yeah, and we're just...
Cut that, Trav. Fuck, where are we? 30s. Zachy Butters had 32, $4.30. Darcy Parish 31 for $4.30. Tom Powell for 30 on the dot, $7.50. And then Nick Blakey 34 disposals. Welcome back to Nick, $15.
That's
Good
awesome.
price.
Maxi Holmes for 40 touches. So in the 35 bracket, because you couldn't get on him for 40, but for 35 was $9, which
Yeah,
is
nice.
huge. And then onto the goal kickers, Jeff.
Yeah, for one goal, Finn O'Sullivan, his first goal of his career was $4.75. Adam Sard, $5.25. Jarman Impey, $7.50. Tom Cole, baby!
Yeah, man.
$8. And Lawson Humphrey, $8.50. I swear we say Lawson Humphrey's name on this part every single week.
We bet on him round 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think
It hasn't been back
wouldn't
since. For 2's eyes, you know, it's my favourite dust. Jesse Motlop for 2 was $3.90, quite short. Cam Rayner for 2 was $4. Jade Gresham for 2, $4.50. Jai Simpkin for 2 at $4.75. And then Jim Jordan, you'll hear from him again, but just for 2 was $6.
Yeah,
Really
that's
nice.
awesome. So Cozzy Pickett for 3 was $6. Bailey Fritsch for 3 was $7.50. Ben Keys, our man, for 3 was $9. And Jimmy Jordan for 3 was $23. Not one person in Australia would have had that.
And then finally, Tyson Sengel for 4 was $15. And Marvio Chol for 4 was $16. So there we go. That is this.
They're good bets.
week's edition of
Gold Rush. All right, now we get on to Sunday. So we've only got 2 games to bet on.
Yeah.
We've only got 2 games.
We had to find some value.
Same thing, but because we've had the $2 legs in every game, we didn't
not
really.
as much
we
as
just,
you think, yeah.
We got in, we got the job done. So I think these are really good legs. There's nothing too out of the box, but Jeff, kick us off. Port versus Melbourne. Do these teams ever play each other?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it, does it?
We looked at the
That's a good
stats and
call.
like, these guys have played each other like once or twice.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, so true. Gold Coast never played Freo, apart from last week. Anyway, cut that.
Install a room.
Gun opposition ruckman turned Jordan Sweet into Jordan Sour.
They all do.
Been saying
Yes,
it.
you have.
Opposition ruckman love playing Port Adelaide.
Yep.
Lloyd Meek had 13 and kicked 2. Brodie Grundy had 26 touches. Tristan Jerry had 23 and 1. Tim English had 27 and 3 on Jordan Sweet. And Luke Jackson had 27 and 1.
Yep.
So, what is the greatest ruckman we've ever seen Max Gawn going to do? He
Whip
was
him.
unbelievable Kings B Day against Collingwood until that average moment at the end where Stephen May let him know. Let him know.
Yep.
Gave him some direct feedback.
Just a
didn't rate
mongrel
it.
punt.
To win 100K, you got to take some risks.
Yep.
We're going to take Big Max for 20 and 1. 20 and 1. 20 touches at $1.56 shouldn't be a problem.
$1.50.
He's had 20 touches 4 games in a row.
Good stats.
Good player, 20 touches
Still
4 games in a row.
dominating.
And last year when he played Port, he had 22 and 20 in his 2 games. So
Tick, tick, tick,
that
tick.
should be fine. $1.56, that's a good leg.
Yeah, great leg.
But
Take him into the deep end.
1 goal, we're getting $3. And we're taking him for 1 goal at $3.
I love it.
He kicked his last goal 3 weeks ago against the Swans. I
a
was
sign.
there.
Yep.
It was good 3 weeks ago. He kicked 1 goal against Port in round 3 last year. They played twice. One of the games he kicked a goal. Come on, Big Maxi. We
Please.
need you to kick a we
You're
need
selling
you, we need
Come
you
on,
to kick a
Maxi.
snag this weekend. Take Jordan Sauer to the goddamn deep end.
Yep.
We need the man that kicked 5 in a prelim. Remember when
Yeah.
Max kicked
Yeah.
5 in a prelim?
I don't, but
He used to be a
5.
real goal kicking
Fucking
ruckman. I reckon he's going to take him to the deep end. He's going to take a big mark at the top of the goal square, or he's going to get a ruck free kick.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
they're just going to be scratching and clawing. Max Gawn, 20 and 1, $1.56 to 20, $3 for 1 goal. This is how you win 100K when Max Gawn kicks a goddamn snag.
Yeah.
Great bets.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting down the rolling too. First leg in, Max for 1.
Rolling
Oh,
multi.
that's
It's
what
the
I think you-
rolling multi.
From 55, I reckon. Big whopping
Oh,
torp.
big whopper.
Drop punt, I should say. Give me Bailey Fritsch, Das. Bailey Fritsch just for 1
The
at
Fritschel.
$1.13. Bailey Fritsch loves Adelaide Oval like it's a sneaky weekend fling.
Oh.
He rocks up, he puts through. He rocks up, he puts 2 through before dinner.
Yep.
And goes to defence like it never even happened.
Yep.
He's had 5 straight games with 2 or more at Adelaide Oval. The bloke's more certain in Adelaide than a warm can at the cricket, Das.
Yep.
Absolutely certain. He just loves Adelaide Oval. His last 5 there. This is an unbelievable stat. His last 5 games at Adelaide Oval, Jesus, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. Crazy. He's kicked 11 in his last 6 against Port, which is awesome intel also, thanks to Statmate, of course. But yeah, the weekend fling. This is
Yeah,
no
the
worries.
weekend fling, Fritschel.
I liked him for 2, going on the form. Teased back down to 1, more value to come.
Fuck, that's good.
You're a cunt.
Jeez, you are good.
More certain than a curry on the hill in Adelaide.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Certainly.
Boys, this bloke is more dangerous than a Mitchell Johnson off-cutter. As consistent as Jesse Hogan's set shot stutters.
Nice.
With skills sharper than a pair of box cutters, give me our man, Zach Butters, for
Nice.
25 at $1.29. His last 3 against the Demons, boys, 30, 26, 41.
That's heaps of touches.
Ass kicking machine.
Yep.
So that's exactly what he's got to do. I don't think Oliver's not going to go to him. He's not disciplined enough. Petrarca's too worried about his next deal.
Yep.
He's not going to. Cozzy's too busy about.
goes one way.
He's counting his cash.
He's counting cash.
Is Rivers going to go to him? Butters just does his thing.
Yep.
Butters does his thing because he's so head in the onion. You don't really have to take him out because he's just going to find those little ones
an
inside.
explosion at the
Yeah,
stoppage.
he doesn't
Yeah,
have
you
to be
can't take
waiting.
that.
Yeah, he gets his own
Yeah.
ball. He's not waiting on anyone else. So absolutely love him. Anything else?
No, great leg. No, nothing from me. You.
Nothing for me.
All right, boys, I've got one more. I've got the Messiah of Melbourne with football skills sweeter than a papaya and leg speed that will terrify you. I'm talking about Keziah Pickett.
Nice.
1 snag at $1.16. This leg is guaranteed to hit. His last 4 against Port Adelaide. 4-1-1-6. Yep, that's it. What else did I write?
12 games and 5 goals.
Yeah, I said this leg is a guaranteed hit like Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, it's a
Since you've been
banger.
gone.
I missed it. I fucking read over it.
You know, I like debuts and debutants in the multi. I want to say a massive welcome to Papaya to the show. That's the first time it's
I
Papaya.
was trying to read too quick. Oh, I've gone cross-eyed. Bad luck. West Coast Carlton, boys. West
Sunday
Coast Carlton.
night.
West Coast Carlton.
Belt to us. There's only one thing we love more than a young gun starting to shine, and that's a debutant in the 100K
Yes,
multi.
absolutely.
Let's go. This bloke's the best number 8 the Eagles have had since Bo Waters.
No.
This bloke's kicked 7 goals in his last 4 games at Optus Stadium.
Good.
He's more exciting than your first wet dream.
Oh.
Leighton Hewitt, Greg Blewett, Rod Stewart. Give me Elijah Hewitt.
Nice.
Elijah Hewitt for a goal
Finished.
at 2.25. He's kicked a goal in his last 4 games in a row. 4 games in a row at Optus Stadium. I got Elijah Hewitt for 1 goal at 2.25. It's a great league to try and win
That's
100K.
fucking awesome.
Where's number 8? Young gun. Love him.
Come
Welcome
on.
to the 100K. Lewis.
Come on, young fella.
Fuck me, that's great.
Sold me.
This might be one of the other ones you could probably can.
No.
But we'll go with it.
Air it out.
I've
You're
had a-
1-1 right now.
Yeah, I reckon I'm 1 and 2. I had a good couple of weeks. I might be having an off one, but we'll see how we go. Give me TDK dust at any time at $1.74. So the value is great.
Sell us.
That's great. Tom de Koning. So I'm going to spell it out for you, Jev. Tom de Koning, TDK. His form line is A-OK.
Yep.
But the value I'm getting for him to kick 1 is BANANAS.
That's...
What? Doesn't rhyme.
He's falling his bananas.
Where did you?
How did you think that was going to
Surprised you didn't write it's carrots.
Driving home from the Vic Alps on Queen's birthday, I heard a bit of Gwen Stefani, and I thought I might be able to finagle that into the show.
Tom de Koning.
TDK wasn't the guy.
Tom de Koning for $1 at $1.70.
That's it. Is bananas.
See,
$1.74 for 1 from the Big Blonde Badger. He's coming off a bag of 1 against the Bombers and 23 touches, and I think he's starting, as I've said this for about a month, Dars, he's starting to get the ink ready for this massive
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
But I think he knows he's going to have to be at his peak to get that top dollar and make sure everyone's throwing their hat in the ring. So this is probably more just on hope.
that's good.
I would have thought.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good leg.
It's a great league, but there's not much form there, is what I'm saying. But you got to take some risks, Dars.
He's good.
$1.74 BANANAS.
Yep. There's a few things you can do on a Sunday night. You can stay in and watch a nice titty movie on Skinamax. You can stay up and watch Australia versus South Africa. You can do that. You can stay and watch that. Or you can stay and watch a man who's finally back in some form kick a confident sausage over in the West. I'm taking Sam Walsh, boys, for 1 sausage at $3.
Yeah,
$3
that's
for one.
$3. Now, most people would stay away from this league, but we were there at Gather Round.
We were there.
He kicked 3 against West Coast in the first half.
Yes.
So this is why we love it. He's in. Midfielders are flying. Cripps, I don't know what's going on. I think we're going to at least kick 15 to 16 goals.
Yep, that's a good call.
He's on the run. I'm not sure. Harley Reid doesn't tag. Same thing. Tim Kelly doesn't tag. Hewitt won't tag.
Yes.
They all just want to try and focus on their own structure. I think Sam Walsh will go forward. He'll kick another goal.
Yes.
$3 in a last game. This is awesome. Finally, we come to my number 2 league. His name is number 2. There's a reason, because he's the number 2 ranked midfielder at the Blues.
Midfielder.
Give me the Parmesan. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the Swiss. I've got Sawnese. Jevy, smell the cheese. Give me Adam Chera, the cheese man, for 20 touches at $1.18. He's hit 20 disposals in 14 out of his last 15 games
Love it.
at Optus.
Yeah,
Love
great.
it.
At Optus, because
yeah,
obviously
he
he used to
played
play
there.
at
Yeah, of
Freo.
course. Yeah,
So
loves it. He's going
he
home,
absolutely loves it
basically.
over there. And his only time he got 18. So 18 disposals, that's only just under. We absolutely love this league.
good
Smell
league.
the
Yeah.
cheese. He almost got knocked out last week. Literally was playing unconscious after that. He's awesome. So we've got him back in here. I think that's the multi, boys.
It is. So you might have seen, usually the old 100K, if maybe they need to buy, we 100% would have had Jesse Hogan for 4,
Yep.
Jeremy Cameron for 4,
Charlie for 4.
Curnow for 4.
Yeah.
We just thought, let's just shop a little different.
Yep.
Find legs that are just as good, maybe, but like instead of Charlie for 5, which we're going to take, which is $4, we're taking Walsh for 1 at $3.
Awesome.
I prefer Walsh
Yep.
for 1. I like it. He's going to pop up and kick his goal. So this is
Definitely.
good.
No,
it's
well
a bit different. If you just want to go back to Jesse Hogan for 4, Jeremy Cameron
Yeah,
for 4,
do it.
Charlie for 4, do it. We'll take out the legs for you. Send it to us. We'll put it on as well.
Yep.
So you need $9.60 to win $100,077.
Racing now. Here we are.
Darcy Jones anytime, Aaron Cadman anytime, Tom Green 25.
Yeah.
3 ticks.
Come on. Shannon Neal 2, Nick Martin 1, Holmes 20, Caldwell 20, Myers 20.
Nice.
Come on.
Come on.
Paul Curtis 2,
Yep.
Caleb Sarong 25,
Yep.
Shy Bolton anytime, Dill Stevens 15.
Come on, Shy.
Good bet.
Come on, Dill.
Good betting.
Is this Dill's debut as well?
No, he's been in before.
Moggs loves him.
Unbelievable.
Moggs getting a Dill Stevens jersey. Cozzy Pickett anytime.
Nice.
Bailey Fritsch anytime.
Yep.
Zach Butters 25. Max Gorn 20 and 1.
Oh, he's
Yep.
kicking a goal
Come on,
for sure.
Gorn.
I like it a lot.
Get to the Sunday night game. Walsh anytime. DeConning anytime, Elijah Hewitt anytime, Chera 20.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good betting.
It's a well spread multi. We're not waiting for the last game.
Different teams,
Yeah.
different teams.
I like it a
Come
lot.
on.
I like it a lot.
It's good.
Really good crap.
It's going to take a miracle to win.
I feel because when we got
always in a
when we got 7 games to bet on, we're like, fuck, we've got to try and get a good leg out of all games. But it's like, no, we've only got 5. Let's get a $2 leg.
Yeah.
Let's build around
So
the
we did.
edges.
Force
$2.
us to just strip it all right back.
So $2 legs. So Elijah Hewitt, Sam Walsh, Max Gawn anytime, Paul Curtis 2, Shannon Neal 2, and Darcy Jones 1. I think that was 6 legs.
$1.80.
I think that was 6 legs I just said. Will we go 6 from 6? I can go 5 from 6.
Yep.
I actually think it's going to win the multi, of course.
No, I can go.
But next
6
week
from
we're going to
6.
do good legs, bad legs.
Yeah, I agree. And
I
we
just-
go, why weren't we doing this before?
Why are we doing this for?
Yep.
I love shopping the $2 legs early, then going back and building around the edges with like Caldwell 20 and Chera 20 and stuff like that.
Oh, that made me laugh. That was good. There was some really good stuff. The bananas and the
There's
Solarine
a mix
was
of both.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
The
All right, so
Myers
that was
game.
part 2 of the round 1400k multi. Coming up next, we got the world famous ramble and also first goal glory. Ooh, we'll be right back.
Big in Copenhagen, the ramble.
Alrighty, guys, we are
Great
back.
stinger.
Awesome stinger. So here we are. So this is part 3. Hit the stinger. Ramble.
My ringtone.
This
Actually my ringtone.
is awesome. So obviously, if anyone's new, welcome. Hope you've made it this far. Hope you're still holding on to your nuts like we are. St Kilda Bulldogs, boys. So this is the Thursday night Cracker Jack. So some stats for you boys.
Please.
If there's some leagues
Yeah, we
before
love
you
the
want to have a
stats.
look at it. So the over. So each of Western Bulldogs' last 4 away matches have gone over the total match points.
that. Love
even,
overs.
even though it's at Marvel,
I was gonna say.
they're the away team. So the line
Overs.
under the lid is 169.5, which doesn't seem like a heap.
No, I do
90
like
to
that.
80, that's cover.
Yeah, I'll take that.
So $1.88.
Dogs in
So,
white shorts.
Also, the Western Bulldogs have won 4 of their last 5 matches against St Kilda by a margin of 25 plus.
They've been about 90 round 5 this year.
Yep, so that pays an even $2
That's a good
if
bet.
you want to take them over. And then also, this is 100%. So I just want to get a stat mate 100% leg in.
Yeah, great.
Joel Frazier in his career, every single time he plays, kicks a snag against the Saints. He's only played once. He's kicked 1 snag. It's $2.75. So
100%.
This feels like one of those ones. You're an absolute lock for Dope Thursdays, Das. An absolute lock.
yeah, feels like a layup. Feels like a layup. So one thing before Jev, if he is back, are we just taking Sam Darcy for 6 goals at $21?
So I've got some notes here. So
Oh,
the
good.
last time these two teams played, he rose on Easter Sunday. It was Bont's first game of the year, remember?
You raise me
At
up.
the G, wasn't it?
No, it was at Marvel.
Marvel, of course.
Marvel. Bont's first game of the year, and Sam
To the
Darcy.
territory.
It was Sam Darcy's last game of the year. It's the last time we've
And
seen
Bont's
Dan.
first.
Yes.
So Bont had 30 and 2. There's no way Ross lets him do that again. But apparently Sam Darcy is coming back. We need to remember how good Sam Darcy was before he got injured. These are the 4 games before he got injured. He had 15 and 4,
Yeah.
17 and 2, 21 and 5, 16 and 2, and then got injured.
Yep.
So he was just on fire. Remember, everyone's like, no, that's the best player in the competition.
definitely.
They reckon he's put on about 2-3 kilos of muscle.
Yep.
So he's going to go
Fuck.
head to head with the G-Wow. The great Waller Wilkie versus the new built Sam Darcy. He's going to play, I reckon 3 or 4.
Minimum.
I think he's playing deep as well, isn't he?
Yeah, because
I'm
he's going to have to come back with a
I'm
bit
telling
of fitness
you,
back.
there is not a player in the league, if he jumps at the highest point, that can
It's
stop
near
him.
it. Near it.
And they've got some of the best ball kickers. It's under the lid. I'm trying to find out now what it is, but I would put money on him for first goal as well. Like you can see
First
it. Clearance.
3.
Welcome back.
Yep.
Like you can see it now.
So Bont had 30 and 2, and Sam Darcy didn't have a kick.
Sorry,
so let's flip it.
$9.25 first goal.
Like it,
Oh, so
like
you
it a
can
lot.
bet on it. Okay, very nice. So now let's flip it. Bont gets tagged, and they slow him down a little. Let's
Okay.
call it 22 and 1.
Yep.
But Sam Darcy kicks 4 and the first.
Yep. Yeah, good betting.
I like that.
Happy with that.
Morgs,
Anything
anything else in
with
this one? for
Yeah,
the round?
I had a look at our mates at StatMate. Machito Owen, thanks to StatMate. He's kicked 14 snags in his last 6 games at Marvel this year.
Which is crazy because I never see him.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't seen him kick any of those, but 14 is so many. So for one is $1.33, which is a great sort of builder. But you know what? Like my 2 goal scorers, $2.55. I don't think that's
Nice.
really juicy
Yep.
for a man that's kicked 14 in 6 games this year.
That's great.
I got one more for you on the other side of the ball. Our man Slim Gravy, Latham Vandermeer.
Yep.
Now this is unbelievable. He's a menace. But again, thanks to our friends at StatMate,
Ooh.
he has kicked 7 goals in his last 4 at Marvel. So, like, you think
He
Latham's
plays for
enemy,
free kicks, and I don't mind it.
but he kicks snags.
He's the exact one I've never seen kick a snag.
And
Haven't you? No, I do.
So
Whole
I
game
feel-
goes, I go, did Latham kick one?
So his form line, his last 4, so not just at Marvel, but if this doesn't sneak up on you, I don't know what will does.
Can we sorry.
2, 2, 1, 2. That's his last month, Slim Gravy.
I got one for you.
I do not see him.
Either do I.
I think we're thinking the same person here does.
Riley West.
Yeah. I was going to say, can we find the old
So,
Riley West?
because he was favourite to kick 2 goals last week.
Yep.
Didn't
And
get
3.
near it. Now he's slipped behind Norton. He's $1.98 for 2.
He's $5 for 3.
That's nice.
That's really
Yeah, I
nice.
reckon you might have got a bit of a rocket as well. There's a couple of times they showed Bevo in the box post Riley West efforts, and I don't think he was too happy with
Junior's
the
a
boy.
bit happy with himself, thinking he's a
Potentially.
goal kicker, not a work rate
Yeah,
workhorse
potentially.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just think that was how they were playing. They played him deep, and Hawks just held the ball up so well they couldn't get it fucking down to him. But I just don't know why Treloar looks like an 80-year-old. Put him on ball for a little bit, Riley West that is. Try and get him into the game. It's fucked.
One thing
Treloar can't play again, can he?
Well, one thing I wanted to mention, I think he's a must bet. He looked 90 and he still cashed his 20.
yeah.
He just finds the footy.
He just finds a footy. Absolutely.
So he
I
can't
think
be as sore and limpy
no,
as he
I think
was
he'll be
last week.
better for the run. He'll have a light week on the track, and I think he's a must.
All right, next game. So then we get on to Friday. So before we get into the Friday games, let's revisit first goal glory. So
on.
we each pick 2 players for the Friday night game, 1 from each team. Whatever that player pays to kick the first, you get them for the first half and the second half. That goal then goes into points form.
Yep.
Whoever has the smallest score after the prelim week, which will be the last Friday night game,
Yep.
has to go to a bowling alley, and they can't leave till they had 100 strikes.
Yep. So Jev the week before had Jamie Elliott, who kicked the first in the first half, the first in the second half, walked away with 1850, which was incredible. I snagged Josh Rochelle. He kicked the first of the second half. No one cashed in the first half. We had 2 behinds, but no one cashed. So I might be there for 1150, and I'm feeling awfully confident.
So now I'm on 1850, Morgan's on 1150, Dale's on goose eggs.
So I get to score. However, if you bag Justin Kaczynski to kick one at $21,
Oh, boy.
yeah, you'd be back in the lead. So
Well-
it is well and truly open first goal glory.
So we went. Well, are we going to read out who we got? For
Yeah,
this
let's do
week?
it.
Lewis, you want to
You
read
went
out your?
first,
your
Yeah, so I got first pick, Snake. I had Rochelle last week. I couldn't go back to the well. I've gone Riley Thilthorpe. So I reckon I've bagged one, and now I'm going back to Liver King. So Thilthorpe at 11-1.
Nice. So I've taken Marby Chol at $12.50.
Yeah,
I
that's
just think I
nice.
like how he's playing.
Yep.
I've got him in there.
And
Jeff.
then we go snake order. So I got Nick Watson. We haven't seen him
Yeah.
in a couple of weeks. I want to see him. I want to see him. He should be firing. And I got Darcy Fogarty as well.
Yeah,
so
good.
Nick Watson, Darcy Fogarty. Darcy, back to you.
I need to catch up. So I've taken someone. I don't think he'll kick the first of the game, but I think he will kick the first
Yep.
the second half. So I've gone Jordan Dawson at
Ooh,
$26.
I like that a
26
lot.
bucks.
I
That's
think
how you
there's
get
a
back into
lot
it.
of strategy in trying to back that second half.
I've got to get back in the lead.
And I've gone sort of similar. I've gone Connor McDonald. I could see him kicking the first, but I
Fuck,
think
I liked him as well.
yeah, you did.
What
but,
did he pay?
16.
Nice.
So
That's,
some good value there.
that's great.
Great value.
All right, so now let's get into some stats for this one. What have I got
First
written
goal
down?
glory.
So I've got
by
so
bowling.
Hawthorn. So the line is they're favourite by half a point. So the Hawks have covered the line in each of its last 9 matches down at the University of Tasmania.
Okay.
So it's almost just like if you're going to take, so that's pretty much taking them head to head.
Yep.
So if you just take them to win, go 10 times in a row, numbers are going to say that they are. But also 7 of Adelaide's last 8 matches have gone under the total match points. So the total match points is 155, which is so short.
It is,
But we
yeah.
need to check the weather. If it's pissing down or if it's windy as, hold it in, soldier. Hold it in, soldier. Yeah, that's $1.90. So
Yawning on our own show.
the under. That's unbelievable, Jeff. You didn't even work today, bruv. Do you have any things in this? Because
Barbaric.
I do have a little multi for the end.
No, you go.
No, yeah, give it to us, please.
You sure? All right, so Lukey Pedler for a snag, $1.70. He's kicked 4 goals in his last 3 games since being back.
Yep.
And kicked a snag at this venue last year.
And kick one last week because you liked him last week.
Yeah, so he's kicked 4 goals in his last 3 weeks.
Yes.
And he kicked a snag last year at the same venue.
Just to clarify, there wasn't a 3-1.
No, you're right. So 2-1-1 it's been. So that's $1.70. Rory led for 25 touches at $1.97. He's 100% in his career against the Hawks.
Okay.
8 times he's played them. He's got all over 25 every single time. He's averaging 33.2 and he's played at this venue twice. He's had 32 and 29. So that's in. And then also Nick Watson for 1.
Yep.
He's only played the Crows once. He's kicked 2 goals. So he's paying $1.26. So for those legs, Pedler for a goal, Rory Laird 25, Nick Watson for 1, that's $4.
That's my bet of
That is
the year.
that is the stat mate 100% multi that I've put together for you guys.
I will feed
Well
my
done.
family.
I'm just looking at. I just went on StatMate just quickly. Darcy Fogarty, in 2021, kicked 2 on the Hawks. 2022, kicked 2 on the Hawks. 2023, kicked 3 on the Hawks. 2024, kicked 2 on the Hawks. So he kicks goals against him.
Definitely does.
And at the venue was in 2023. He kicked 3.
You reckon Battle's going to get his butt busted?
Oh, I think Darcy Fogarty's on a bit of myth watch as well. Ever since we had a beer with him in Gather Round,
He's
he
pissed.
hasn't performed.
Stringing Coopers.
I'm just looking around here.
Not on Myth Watch.
He'll
be back.
Who's
he'll
on
be
Myth
back.
Watch? Who's on Myth Watch?
Not sure.
Here
yet.
we go. These are the legs we love. The last time these two teams played, John Newcomb kicked 2. We're getting $9 for Newcomb to kick 2. Kicked 2 last time they played.
Yep.
Newcomb 2 into Dawson 2. That's that sort of one with your last $3 in your account. You go Newcomb 2, Dawson 2, $3 on it.
Yeah,
Bash.
I like it.
I'll have $3 right now.
One thing I was thinking of during the day, and this is one that we're going to talk about next week, right?
Okay.
So, Friday night in Tassie, the AFL don't traditionally like it. It's too cold, too windy.
Yep.
I guarantee you there will be in this game, one of the quarters will have a first goal scorer where a forward has had a shot, it's just fallen short, and an outsider has marked it and goaled. All right, remember this when you're watching it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it. Max Ramsden
I've never heard of him.
on the line.
Played 7
yeah,
games.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I know who he is now.
Saligo on the line. Okay, waiting for Crumbs. Mark at 41-1 to kick the first of the second quarter. Okay, we're looking at Hardwick, bit short at 16, Luke Pedler at 18. Okay, you do not get this intel anywhere else, Pass. All right, there will be a mark on the line
That gets
by an
spilt.
outsider. Okay, so Walker will have a shot from 55, fall short.
And little Max
Little
Ramsden.
Saligo at 41. Mark
41.
my words.
I'm
There will be
bet
an
on-
outsider that kicks one from the square.
If this happens, first goal,
I'm so
second
sure.
quarter, Jake Saligo.
So sure.
Fucking hell. I'm going to have a couple of bucks on this because you've sold me. 41-1.
Have him every quarter.
Have a
$2.
listen to have a listen to the curry.
Oh,
Shit.
that's our show going to die.
Scrambled egg.
What'd you make for dinner?
No, don't ask me that on the show.
Chicken katsu.
Oh, are we putting a bow on this?
Yeah, we have to.
Put a bow on it. I've been wanting to do one of them for ages.
Sunday roast will be back Monday.
Are you sure?
Put a bow.
Put a bow on it. It's been a pretty good show, to be honest.
David Bowie.
David Montgomery. Blues by 25. Give me an even for Vola. Jev,
Swan's got to buy. My tip will be
tip of the week. How many does Darcy kick?
Sam Darcy. 3's the minimum. I'll go 3.
How many Darcys are there playing in the
Darcy
AFL this
Fogarty,
round?
Sam Darcy and Sean Darcy combined for
Seven.
7 goals.
Chile, baby back ribs,
Install a ream.
Time to...
No, comment, install a ream.
Yeah.
If you made it to the end of this, that's
Nice.
the funniest shit you've ever done, Lou.
Bosh.
What are you prepared to lose today? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.